Well, a lot of low cloud cover and fog this morning to go along with some drizzle. Of course, a big story right now. We've got heavy rain around the area. Weather headlines: break from the rain Friday, much needed. Still relatively mild for this time of the year. Unfortunately, a damp start to the upcoming weekend with more rain on tap, and then still a bit unsettled, cooler as we finish out January. Obviously nothing like what we dealt with last week with the Arctic air mass. Viper radar starting to at least taper the rain off a little bit. I think we'll catch the back end of this as down around Bardstown and Lebanon as it cruises northeastward. But the heaviest stuff into eastern Kentucky drying out temporarily. And of course, that's good news as the late afternoon and early evening commute continues. But again, just torrential rain running from Urban down through Beattyville, Boonville, along and south of the Mountain Parkway, and then out Kentucky 15. Not terrible now, but eventually between Jackson and Hazard, it is going to be a rough drive here shortly. Started out low clouds, fog, and drizzle, but solid shield of moisture rolling out ahead of this area of low pressure, which you can actually see spinning back here right over St. Louis, and that's pushing the additional moisture into our area. Soggy, to say the least. Check out the Kentucky Horse Park right now. It is mild, and it has been. Winds are fairly light, but they should pick up, and that should lessen the concern with the fog this evening and overnight. We're at 61, and the rest of the area really looking pretty good. Now, checking road conditions across the area, you see I-75 and the southern split was 64. Just a ton of traffic going slow, wet roadways across the board. Really the only exception being Pine Mountain. It's not there yet, but everywhere else dealing with a good bit of rain for the commute here. Visibility's obviously reduced across much of the area, especially where it is raining, so keep that in mind. I mentioned temperatures upper 50s and low 60s. Have moved very much at all today, nor will we until I think later on tonight into tomorrow. Slightly cooler air coming in, but still unseasonably mild for this time of the year. There's your main low, wave number 2 of the 2 that we've had this week. It will cruise out of the area, so we're looking a whole lot better. Futurecast pushing the heaviest rain out. A few scattered showers, maybe a rumble of thunder or two. We've had that in southern and southeast Kentucky. And then tomorrow morning, waking up to mainly dry conditions, either side of the 50-degree mark. Overcast for the most part, could see a few peaks of sun into southeastern Kentucky. This break from the rain, it won't last long. We'll take it tomorrow, and then here comes that next low spinning up from the southwest. Touch cooler, occasional rain. Last week it was bitter cold, last weekend at least, and this weekend it'll be some damp conditions. We'll catch a little bit of wraparound moisture and some colder air, so that is going to mean, unfortunately, a little bit of snow shower activity, I think, mixed in on Sunday. Here's a closer look at everything. You see the rainfall, and then you get into the blue and the pink. Shouldn't have any kind of major impact, but nevertheless, looking at that possibility on the tail end, I think we'll throw on maybe another 3/4 of an inch, possibly an inch with this weekend batch on top of what we've had already. Heading into the final days of January. Next week, we'll have a couple little waves of energy that'll cruise in here. More so, it looks like, into Tuesday and Wednesday. So that's going to mean some additional rainfall, more, I think, nuisance showers than anything else as we cool down briefly on the final day of January next Wednesday. So showers early this evening, and they'll eventually taper off. Cloudy and breezy down to 49 in the morning. Mostly cloudy tomorrow, but all things considered for this time of the year, still pleasant at 55. In the extended forecast, there's your rain-snow mix, only 38 on Sunday afternoon, and we see that next system roll in here again. It'll be fairly weak, closing out January on a decent note. Still a few flakes possibly mixed in with the chilly air in place, and a good start to February overall next Thursday with afternoon highs in the low 40s.